Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. How are you today? Very good, very good. All right, last time we talked about examples and reasons, and we said that a very good writing requires stating reasons, very good reasons, and also giving specific and relevant examples. Today we'll continue on this topic, and today we're looking in specific on transitions that are used in giving the reasons and providing examples, and looking at the punctuation in this respect. So let's look at transitions that come with reasons or with stating reasons. What sort of transitions that we can use? Generally, if we are listing reasons, we have to use a number of transitions that, of course, you are familiar with. For example, first, second, third, finally, and so on. Generally, remember this. Whenever you are starting with these transitions, always make sure, just notice that transition here and the punctuation. First of all, comma, second of all, third of all, first, second, third, and finally there is always a comma. And whatever comes after the comma, it has to be, or it must be, a complete sentence, okay? Because I see this in some of your writings, some problems that first, comma, pollution. This is not a sentence, this is a fragment. We talked about this before, so this is not a good thing. Always make sure that after these transitions there is a complete sentence. For example, first of all, university study is very costly, all right? Or third, traffic laws are not enforced on offenders, unfortunately, and so on. So notice the punctuation. First of all, comma, and then we have a complete sentence, or third, and then we have comma, and then we have a complete sentence, okay? But sometimes, instead of saying the first, comma, third, comma, finally, comma, we have the first reason is, the second reason is, the last reason is, and so on. So what comes after this, since we have a subject and a verb, is can be either a noun phrase, not a clause, not a sentence, a noun phrase, or a that clause. For example, the first reason is its excellent transportation system. Notice that this is not a sentence, this is a phrase. Excellent transportation system. But in general, we have a sentence, subject, verb, and then we have a complement. And the same thing. The second reason is London's natural parks. And again, we have what we have here is a noun phrase. Okay? And or we can have a that clause. All right? For instance, the third reason is that London has many beautiful. So what we see here is that after the verb we have a that clause, a clause that begins with that. Or the final reason is that tourists often find people friendly. And do you see any punctuation marks here in terms of commas? No, there is no need for any punctuation marks, especially commas. So what we see here again is that if I'm starting with first or second or first of all, third of all, finally, there is always a complete sentence. And if I'm starting with the first reason is, it has to be followed by either a noun phrase or a that clause. Is this clear? All right. Very quickly, the second type of reasons or of signals or transition signals is that if I'm using words like, for example, for instance, and so on. Very much like the first case we just talked about. If I'm starting with for example, or for instance, there is always a complete sentence that must follow. For example, comma, a tourist can spend less than $100 per day on food and accommodation. Or for instance, getting a tourist visa is, so what we have here is actually a complete sentence rather than a noun phrase, and so on. And again, notice the punctuation, for instance, comma, for example, comma. But I cannot say, for example, comma, a tourist visa. Why is it not the case? Because this is not a sentence. This is a noun phrase. And this is, we talked about this before, this is a fragment. It is not a complete sentence, alright? Or for instance, friendly people, full stop. This is not correct punctuation, correct sentence, because it is not a sentence, it is a noun phrase, okay? This is the first case if I'm using, for example, in this way, beginning the sentence, for example, comma, and so on. But I can sometimes use, for example, not at the beginning of a sentence, but in the middle of a sentence, for instance. In this case, what we see is this kind of punctuation, all right? We have something, comma, for example, comma, and then something else, comma, for instance, comma, and then we continue. Or the case of such as the comma always comes before, not after, such as. For example, visitors can see ancient places. Notice here, for example, comma, comma, the pyramids and Saladin citadel. What we have here is a noun phrase, a noun or a noun phrase, but not a complete sentence, okay? And the same thing, visitors can often visit its beautiful island, for instance, comma, comma, Phillip Island. So what we see here is again a noun phrase. So if we use it in the middle of a sentence, it is always followed, or it must be followed by a noun phrase, never a sentence, okay? In the case of such as, we often stayed at nice but inexpensive hotels, comma, such as the old Jamison Hotel. Okay, so with such as, the comma comes before, and what comes after such as is a noun phrase, a word or a noun phrase, but never a sentence. Is this clear? Okay? Alright. Alright, let's look at our textbook, page 132. 132. Perfect. Alright, what we see here, let's do the first exercise. The first exercise, A. Add commas to the following sentences. Add commas to the following sentences. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just look at these rules that we just discussed and add commas to the following reasons. All right. Yes, please.
Denmark has many attractions for children, such as Tivoli Gardens and Legoland.
Very nice. So Denmark has many attractions for children, such as Tivoli Gardens and Legoland. Yes, please.
Japan is famous for its beautiful gardens, for example,
Gardens of Very nice. For example, the garden of the roof garden of blah 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 is known. So it's what you notice here is a sentence, not a noun phrase. Okay? Yes, please.
In Sao Paulo, there is a mix of
Architecture.
You can see traditional architecture in some building, comma, for example, comma.
Very good. For comma, for example, comma. We'll see here is a noun phrase, or noun phrase is not a sentence. All right. Let's see number 4. Yes, please.
There are also modern buildings in Sao Paulo. For instance, comma, the Banco Sumitama and...
Very nice. For instance, the comma, the blah, 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 blah. Okay? Very good. Number 5. Number 5. Yes, please.
Bolivia
Offers
tourists many interesting places to visit, comma, for instance, comma.
Very good. Comma, for instance, comma, the capital city of La Paz, and so on and so forth. Okay? Alright? So again, this is what we need to do whenever we actually use, for example, such as, for instance, either in the beginning of the sentence or at the end. Now, let's see the second exercise in your textbook. And this one has to do with using, for example, and for instance, and such as, where appropriate, and just notice as you fill in the blanks how your punctuation should be. Okay? Yes, please. Let's see. Okay. Yes, please.
San Francisco has several ethnic neighborhoods, comma, such as... Comma.
Such as... No.
Before and after.
Not after such as. Okay. So, comma, such as... There's no need for another one after such as. But if we said, for instance,
Comma.
Instance, or for example, we can use a comma here because what comes after it is actually noun phrases, or noun phrases not a clause or not a complete sentence. All right? Yes, please.
When you visit the ethnic neighborhood of Miami,
you feel
you are in a foreign country, for instance.
Very nice. For instance.
You can easily imagine that you are.
Very good. Or for example, in Little Hawaii, Havana, you can. So we have a sentence here. See number 3. Number 3. Yes, please, over there.
Summers are much cooler in San Francisco than in Los Angeles, for example.
Yes, summers are much cooler in, for example, the average July temperature in San Francisco is very nice. So we have, for example,
or for instance.
Yes, the same idea. We have a comment here. All right. Yes, please.
In Mexico, you can has many lots of beach, such as.
Very nice. Such as. Or for example, comma. Yes. All right. And finally, we have the Yucatan is full of archaeological resources. Very nice. Comma, for instance, or for example. Or such as. Very good. Very good. Okay. Is this clear? This is just an important Punctuation note that we have to be careful of because I've seen this some problems in your writing whenever you write, for example, or for instance, and such as. Just remember this punctuation as you do your writings, providing examples and sentences and reasons. Okay. So again, last time we talked about providing reasons and giving specific examples. Let's just go over again, doing some more exercises on this and try to get the idea very clear to you and do some practice on this. So let's just read very quickly these two topic sentences and match these topic sentences with the examples that relate to them, and then match them with the appropriate or the relevant concluding sentence in this respect. So please quickly read this and match each topic sentence with its relevant supporting sentences or examples in this case. Please. All right, are we finished? Yes, nearly. So, yes, please, over there. Then, yes, please.
Each day, the doctors and nurses
in the emergency room see
patients with many different problems.
Okay, this is the topic sentence. What sort of supporting sentences or examples? So, they see broken, yes, they see broken arms, sprained ankles, and twisted thumbs. Is there another example for it? Yes, all right. Number 2, people come into the emergency room with slight headaches or with serious illnesses. Is there a third example? Yes, over there, please.
Once in a while.
Yes, number 5. Okay, once in a while. Very good. Parents bring their children in because they have eaten crayons, pens, or buttons. Okay? All right. And the conclusion is number 2. Very good. And the conclusion is number 2. Number 2, a doctor never knows when or what will happen in the emergency room. Very good. All right, let's see. Yes, please.
Each organ in the body is necessary. For example,
all right.
lungs help a person to breathe.
The lungs help a person to breathe. Very nice. And we have number 3, the muscles.
The first one, each part of the body.
Very good. Very, very good. Okay, so we see here as always make sure, like we said before, all your exams should be specific and relevant to the topic sentence or the controlling idea that you are actually writing about. Now let's get back to our textbook, and on page, let's look at page 127. 127. Okay, and let's look at outline B. And here we are going to look at provide some reasons and examples to this topic sentence that is in the exercise, the second exercise. Pizzeria is the worst fast food restaurant in town. It's the worst fast food restaurant in town. So we're going to provide 3 reasons and relevant specific examples to this topic sentence. Okay, you know what's a pizzeria? A place for selling, and it's like a diner for people to eat pizza in. Okay, this is what's a pizzeria. It's a restaurant for people to go and eat pizza in. Okay. Chess? It's the cheese. C-H-W-E-S-E. Is that right? What's happening? Not cooked يعني؟ This is not a good example. Why is it? Number 2, pizza is the worst example. This is very much like a controlling case. You are using 3 things in different ways. It's not any specific example. You can say pizza delivered is always cold and tastes bad. This is a specific example. Hi. Alright, are we done? Yes, please. Pete's Pizzeria is the worst fast food restaurant in town. Okay? Yes, please. Give me the first reason.
Waitresses are impolite and their treatment is so bad.
Okay, we can say this is more of a specific reason. But what about the reason? A specific example, sorry. This could be as a specific example as I see. The reason is we can say service is... Okay, we can say service is bad or service is unprofessional. For example, service is unprofessional. Very good, very good. Another reason. Yes, please. Let's talk about the food. Yes.
Okay, the quality of the food is bad.
Okay, so we can say the quality of meals is rather, or we can say rather, very bad. Give me specific examples of how the food offered or the meals offered are really bad. For example,
The cheese tastes bad.
okay, we can say the cheese or the pizza. Okay, pizza
It's tough.
tastes very bad. Okay, and is always cold. Okay, and it's always cold. Another example of how the food or how the meals offered are not really good, are not tasty. Okay, or the food is not delicious. Other meals are not cooked well. Okay, okay. Very nice. Let's see the second reason. What would be a second reason that this is the worst fast food restaurant in town? Yes, please.
The prices are high.
Prices. Let's talk about the prices. Very good. So prices, I can say meal prices. Okay, prices, meal. Our food prices, meal prices are high. Okay. A specific example would be something like.
There is no discount for regular customers.
Okay, we can think about there is. Okay, there is no discount. There are no discounts offered by the restaurant. There are no discounts offered by the restaurants. Okay. Anything else? We can say specific example would be, yes, please.
You have to pay a penny to workers.
Not just you. Alright, the penny or $1 or $5 or something like this. Or we can say any meal would cost you $40 at least. Okay. Would cost you at least $40. So what we see here is actually a very specific example. All right. Now let's look at the third reason and its relevant examples. Yes, please.
Because it causes a lot of medical problems.
A lot of health problems, and that would be very serious. That restaurant would be closed right away. But let's talk about service. Yes, service. Yes, please.
Staff is very angry and not cooperation.
Very nice. So we can say service is always
So bad and
unprofessional. Or always behave unprofessional is always unprofessional. Professional. Okay. Professional. Okay. For instance. Okay. Yes, please.
The waiters
Yes, please.
waitresses are very rude and unprofessional with dealing with customers.
Very nice. So we can say waitresses, for example, are rude. Okay. Are rude when dealing with customers. And the second example would be.
You will spend all day waiting your order.
Very nice. You will have to spend at least 30 minutes before your meal is presented, is delivered to you, or before your meal arrives. Okay. Or we can say you have you have to wait at least 30 minutes, okay, before you get your order. So what we see here again, this is another exercise for how to always make sure whenever you're writing, you write very good reasons and always provide specific examples that you can support your sentences and support your topic sentence. Let's conclude with this final activity on this topic, and I'd like you to provide one reason and one specific example to the following topic sentences. University life is challenging to a lot of students, okay, or it can be difficult to a lot of students. Try to provide one reason and one example for this topic sentence, okay? University life can be very challenging to a lot of students, okay, or can be very difficult to a lot of students. All right, let's see. What would be a good reason for this topic sentence? Yes, please.
University life is challenging to students. Exams are very difficult. For example, you have to study so hard to get to pass.
Very nice. We can say it's the other way around. You have to study for it very hard for you to get good grades. Another reason. Another reason. Yes, please.
Students have a lot of work to do.
Okay. Let's do this. Students have a lot of assignments and work, a lot of work to do. For example,
they always have assignment, quizzes, and they also should prepare their lessons daily.
Very good, very good. They always have assignments, quizzes, and exams, presentations and exams to do, and exams to worry about and to do. Okay. Another reason? Who would like to do another reason? Yes, please.
like the main gate for the student future life.
Okay.
For example, students need to work hard on
Very good. Students need to work hard.
so they can get a high mark and get a good tertiary.
Excellent. So they need to work hard in order to get high marks and good grades on different subjects. Okay. So just to sum up, what we've done today is to emphasize the idea that whenever you are writing, make sure that you always give good reasons and specific relevant examples for your writing. Is this clear? All right. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time, inshallah.